2024 is going to be the big 10th anniversary for the Apple Watch, and so as one expects, Apple has big plans for the Series 10, with it introducing a new design and of course some new health features. So let's delve in. This information comes from our favorite Apple guru, Mr. Gurman, and basically he says that much like Apple did with the 10th anniversary for the iPhone, we can expect major changes for the Apple Watch once it celebrates its 10th birthday. Yes, the Apple Watch is no longer a small child, it's hitting double digits, and there's gonna be a big party. Now, what will these groundbreaking changes be? Well, it begins with some not so great news, because if you're one of those Apple sheep who have a humongous band collection, all those bands are now gonna be useless. Yay! So yes, Mark Gurman says Apple's making the Series 10 a lot thinner, which is a very Apple thing to do. It's probably gonna be so thin you can bend it, but because they want to make the body thinner, the current mechanism just takes up too much space that Apple would rather allocate towards a larger battery or other components. And honestly guys, I'm not against this. Yes, it sucks for those who have a massive collection of existing bands, but let's be honest guys, were we really expecting Apple to stick with this band mechanism forever? Apple wants to eventually introduce something new, especially when they're drastically changing the design. And so 10 years of the same old band mechanism was long enough guys, it's time to move on. And by the way, would like to remind you guys, like this video and subscribe for more content like this, it would be appreciated. And Gurman does tell us the new band mechanism they've been considering could be magnetic, because we know Apple loves to chuck in magnets wherever they can. In fact, I could totally see Apple rebranding this band mechanism as a version of MagSafe for the watch, because it sounds very cool and would be very easy to market. I do wonder though, how secure is it going to be? Because right now, if you try to put a MagSafe wallet on the back of your iPhone, it will pretty easily come off, and so couldn't a thief just swipe your Apple Watch off your wrist? Now, if a random guy like myself thought of this, I'm sure hundreds of engineers, cherry-picked by Timothy, also thought about this, and so just to save himself, Gurman does say he's unsure if Apple's actually going to do this, and so basically that means they're still testing it, and they could totally scrap it. I guess a mix of the current latch design with some magnets thrown in for good measure would be the best way to go about it, but let's see what Apple does. Though of course, who cares about a new band mechanism at the end of the day? Let's get into the real meat of the story, because Gurman tells us much like previous Apple Watch models, the Series 10 will also focus on health upgrades, and specifically the new watch should be able to recognize hypertension and sleep apnea. How will this work, you may ask? Well, hypertension is going to be detected through blood pressure monitoring done on the wrist, and the Apple Watch should be able to tell you if your blood pressure is trending upwards so that they can report the findings to a doctor. But Gurman makes it clear it's not going to be providing exact readings like professional equipment, which makes sense because trying to make a product medical grade is risky for Apple, since if the watch tells the user some dodgy readings, they could get sued, which is not fun. So it's better for the watch to give you a rough idea so that of course you can verify it with an actual professional. Now with sleep apnea, this is going to be detected through sleep measurements and breathing patterns, letting users know if the condition is present. Considering right now you have to take a sleep study in an overnight sleep center to verify this, the watch should help reduce the friction in getting a diagnosis. And yeah, this is pretty cool, I can't lie. Though as a side note, I will mention that I've tried sleep tracking on the watch in the past, and I found the watch never really gave me enough data, so I do wonder how precise sleep apnea detection's gonna be on the watch. But hey, at the very least, I'm glad there's more useful health features in the works that I'm sure is gonna benefit millions of users. Also, health features are the easiest way to upsell consumers to new watches, because it of course benefits their well-being, and they can make more ads saying that hey, if you don't buy an Apple Watch, you're gonna die, so buy one right now. And that's actually all Gurman tells us, but of course we have tidbits from other sources, and another big upgrade we've heard about is micro LED. Now you may be thinking to yourself, I've heard of mini LED displays, but what's micro? Isn't bigger better? Well no, in the world of displays, smaller is better guys. And this should give us better colors, brightness, contrast ratio, and no burn-in. So basically, it's an upgrade in every single aspect. Now, interestingly, we have only heard about the Ultra getting this, and so that does make me wonder which watch is actually going to end up being the Series 10. You see, last year we saw a shift in the range where the Ultra took the crown as the highest end watch with the fancy features, and the Series 8 got demoted to just being the regular watch. And so with the rumors pointing towards micro LED coming to the Ultra first, could that be the Series 10, or is the Series 10 going to be the successor to the Series 9, and the Ultra gets neglected? Funnily enough, Minchiko has recently claimed the Ultra 3 might not even release in 2024, since allegedly there's no signs they're developing one within Apple's supply chain. He says Apple might wait to release the next Ultra when the micro LED upgrade's ready, which might not be till 2025 or 2026. So I guess that confirms to us the regular watch is getting the Series 10 makeover, but if that's the case, and the Ultra's not upgraded next year, it would be a little odd the cheaper watch gets a new design, the new band mechanism, the new features, and better internals, and so we shall see what Apple does with this mess. Anyways, moving on to a report that's more specific and does indeed suggest only the regular watch is getting the special Series 10 makeover. We could apparently see larger displays with this new redesign. The smaller size will now be 1.89 inches, and the larger size is going to be 2.04 inches, and those are pretty big displays, guys. For reference, the Ultra right now has a 1.99 inch display, so it's nice. The regular watches are slowly creeping into that territory. Now, we have no idea if Apple's going to be switching to a flatter design like the Series 7 initially was supposed to get, or if Apple's going to give us micro LED next year with the regular watches. We'll have to wait and see, but the larger display and the health upgrades should be enough for a redesign. Now, there is actually some confusion regarding the release of this watch, and I know some of you guys might be confused because you're probably thinking it's not very hard to work out that we got the Series 8 last year, the Series 9 this year, so of course, with each number getting bigger, Series 10 is next year, right? Well, actually, as per usual for Apple, it's not as crystal clear as it may seem. You see, this being the fancy Series 10, Apple wants us to land exactly when the Apple Watch turns 10 years old, but the watch technically has two birthdays. There's the announcement date in September 2014 and the actual release date in April 2015. So which date is Apple going to choose? Well, Gurman did initially seem pretty unsure and vaguely said it could release in 2024 or 2025, but now he does seem more confident and points towards a 2024 release, which is good to see because the sooner the better. Let's be honest, the Apple Watches recently have been pretty boring, and so I definitely want to see a more exciting upgrade in this space again. And honestly, post the Series 10, I don't think we need yearly upgrades. The Apple Watch could definitely switch to a 1.5 or 2 year cycle instead, because they really kind of peaked early with the Apple Watch. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and thank you for watching.